Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we are counting down the new games for August on PSVR2. We're already halfway through the year. That is absolutely crazy to think about, and this month is a little bit quieter than some of the other ones we've had, but there are a couple of massive launches that we've been waiting for the headset, including a couple of games that I'm really looking forward to, and the launching of a certain piece of hardware that I'm sure we're all aware of. If you just picked up a PSVR2 and this is your first time watching the channel or looking at one of these videos, we're usually a little busier than this in terms of releases every month. This will increase towards the end of the year as we get a lot of heavy hitters from September onwards, and there's always a couple of games that are announced midway through the month and just release out of nowhere, so keep an eye out all the time, no matter what. If you do like PSVR2, feel free to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. Our first big PSVR2 launch in August is the PCVR adapter on August 7th. For about 60 quid, this is going to allow you to plug in your PSVR2 to your PC setup to play all sorts of Steam VR games. Anything that's on Steam VR or runs through Steam VR, so say F1 23 or 24 on the EA app runs through Steam VR when using VR, you'll be able to play that. You'll be able to play Half-Life Alyx, you'll be able to play Boneworks, Blade and Sorcery, Bone Lab, BeamNG VR, you name it, any VR game you're thinking of that runs through Steam VR will be supported on PSVR2 with the adapter. There is a PSVR2 app on Steam you can wishlist, and that unlocks the day before on the 6th for a pre-download before the adapter comes out. I'd recommend going and wishlisting that for when it's ready to download. I'm incredibly excited to jump in and test out the PSVR adapter when it eventually comes out in about a week's time. When this video goes live, the pre-orders are not open, but if they are going to open, I'd say they'll probably do it about a week before, so I wouldn't be surprised if even today the pre-orders go live, but we really don't know with Sony, so we'll have to see. Also bear in mind that you'll have to purchase a separate DisplayPort cable for the PSVR2 adapter, so go and grab one off Amazon or any tech website at all, because the adapter doesn't come with one, but it runs through DisplayPort. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. I'll be making a lot of content on the PCVR adapter as soon as I get my hands on it, because I'm so excited for it. So let me know what you think of its launch upcoming in the comments below. On August the 8th, we have Arcade Paradise VR. This is a game that sets you back into the virtual realm in 1993, as you transform a decrepit washing laundromat into a thriving business. As an arcade full of arcade machines for you to play on, you get your hands on managing the day-to-day tasks like picking up gum from the floors, doing the laundry, scrubbing a toilet perfectly clean, to throwing out the trash in a basketball-style minigame. Then you take your hard-earned money from these objectives to unlock your real objective, which is buying more arcade units. The game features 12 fully realised arcade cabinets along 27 traditionally controlled games from the original release, as it does have a flat screen release. So on August 8th, it's time to play, profit and purchase your way to your very own arcade paradise. This one has been reviewed really well on other platforms, so I'm so excited to try it out on PSVR2. Before we jump into the next game, I want to take a moment to thank the paid partner of today's video for help keeping me being able to do what I do on the channel, and that is VRRock. They're a company that make prescription, customizable VR lenses, and specifically I use them for my PSVR2, offering every single prescription option imaginable, as well as anti-blue light and anti-glare options for people that don't need glasses like myself. VRRock specialize in all sorts of things VR lens related, and they're my go-to for my PSVR2, especially their non-magnetic lenses, which have a little cutout for your nose on the inside of them that make sure that your nose isn't squished or you don't get uncomfortable with lower IPD settings like my own. If you have multiple users though, you can opt for the magnetic lenses, which means you can swap them out easily between players. Please check them out in the link in the description below. They are the top one, and they're my go-to for PSVR2 lenses, so thank you to them for being the paid partner of today's video. On August 8th as well, a game which I hadn't heard of before this video is coming out called Darksword Battle Eternity, a VR action RPG set within the enigmatic world of the Twisted Corridors, as they call it. With a dark fantasy setting, it offers fast-paced VR combat in a hack-and-slash style, where you take advantage of enemy weaknesses and amass materials for crafting superior weapons. You get randomized power-up skills for each run that you do, so there seems to be a roguelite, which I know a lot of people are sick of those, seems to be another one, but with a bit more of a hack and slash focus, like Until You Fall, for example. It also seems to have online multiplayer, as they do describe taking on a fight with a 4-player party. so that could be a lot of fun to try out. It's also had some DLC since its launch, and I'm not sure if this is coming to the PSVR2 version, but I hope so, and I'm always open to more melee combat games on the platform, so that's also on August 8th. On the 13th of August, we finally have a release date for the Doom-style roguelike Compound. I know roguelite is getting brought up a lot in this video, but Compound is one of the very, very good ones. It's been highly praised on every other VR platform for a load of ingenuity and versatility and variety as you blast your way through levels, taking on loads of different enemies with a bunch of different weapons. For me, it seems to be like the counterpart to Ancient Dungeon. If Ancient Dungeon is the melee version, this is the shooter version, and I've seen a lot of coverage of it over the last couple of years. It's been out for a very long time, had a load of updates, and finally is coming to PSVR 2 after a couple of months of us seeing when it's going to pass Sony's QA. I do have my hands on this game. I can't say anything about it at the moment, but I am going to be playing it up until embargo lifts, so keep your eyes around the launch window to see when that video does drop. On the 28th, we have now got a rescheduled release date for the Utility Room VR, previously scheduled for the 30th of July. Now on the 28th of August, this game is incredibly surreal, taking you to a liminal space full of massive open plains and gigantic monolithic heads that looks incredibly scary for a megalophobic person like myself, promising some visuals and scale that can't be found anywhere else in VR. This is going to be a really weird one, but I'm purposely not looking at anything further in terms of coverage before I get my hands on it, because I just want to go in completely blind and see what all the fuss is about with this weird VR game. That is on the 28th of August. And on the 29th of August, a game which I'm probably the least excited about out of all of these, but might be fun for a lot of retro gamers who like old brick breaker style games, Rebeloid is coming our way. As I said before, it is a VR brick breaker, but it's probably the first of its kind that I've seen, as you use your quick reflexes and dexterity to deflect the ball while evading enemy lasers, collecting power-ups, shattering cubes that each have unique traits, and feeling a great sense of nostalgia as this old style is translated into VR. Personally, not my sort of thing, but if you like these sort of games that you'd find in an old arcade, for example, you'll probably get a kick out of this one, coming on the 29th of August. Anyway, that'll do us for today. As I said before, there are plenty of games getting announced mid-month, so please keep your eyes open. For me, my biggest highlight of this month is definitely Compound, Arcade Paradise, and the PSVR 2 PC adapter. I'm going to be really digging into that one, so expect a couple of days where we're just going to be focusing on that, because it is the big new shiny thing. Very, very excited. We'll do an unboxing and a setup video and a bunch of tests. Oh, it's going to be so good, so I can't wait for that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members: Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin007, A License to Chill, Sun, WTF, Piosco, Back Controllers, and Jason Parker. If you want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership, all those links are down below. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.